Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Magic the Gathering Online Discovery Zone. I am your host, Nile Joan Rivers, joined once again by my guest, PieGonti. How are you doing today?
Better.
Yeah. Well, we are still playing this Dimir Frogtide list, and you were here last week, sort of coaching me through it, and we played a match together. And since then, I've played some more matches on my own, and we're gonna watch some of those games for you to sort of coach me over, and then we'll play another one of our own. How does that sound?
Yeah, sounds great.
All right, so the first game we're gonna pull up here. This is a game one in the dark. We know nothing. We know nothing about what's going on here. Yeah, let's get into it. No companion revealed. This is the opening hand. I learned last time I'm not allowed to keep one-landers. So I felt like this was a definite mulligan.
Yeah, I think you kind of odds to find a second land, but I think you can do a bit better.
Sure.
So I agree with the mulligan. Yeah, this one is better for sure.
Well, that's tough because I also mulliganed this one. I don't know. I felt like I guess what makes this one lander more keepable than like
Because
the one lander we looked at last time?
So you have more looks for a land.
Sure.
If you fetch for free, you still have a way to kill a creature on turn one if that's really annoying. And also Oculus works as a land, so you have still 19 shot to a land plus 4 Oculus, so it's 23 good hits. So I think you can either find one of those in the top cards of your library, and eventually, like you actually have a ton of 1 mana plays. So I think I would keep this, especially because we are on 6.
Sure.
Okay.
Well, I sent this back, I think. Oh, maybe I didn't. Maybe I kept it. Hooray!
Nice.
Okay, so I sent back a Fatal Push.
Makes sense. Mostly because I think when in Modern no one revealed Companion, I expect either a Mirror, when a push is usually sufficient, or Eldrazi, or Combo. So I think one push is usually enough.
Sure. Yeah. So they do reveal a Devourer of Destiny from their opening hand. And we are on the draw here, which we just drew into an island, which is pretty sweet.
Nice.
And then they play out their Talisman, and we just surveilled. We just surveilled another land on top.
Okay, I would have actually started with Consider, mostly because...
Oh, really?
Yes, because you want action versus Eldrazi.
Okay.
You want to immediately put stuff in the graveyard, so you don't actually have time to surveil. Maybe I would have maybe started with the basic island, just because if you draw immediately a blue-black land, you leverage the value of the survey land for later, like you save it for later.
Sure.
So I think probably the island go would have been my plan into Consider.
Sure, that makes sense. Okay, I just played this frog on 2.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't have breach.
Well, they do have uncounterable breach on turn 3. Which does just, get out in Emrakul. Yeah, I assumed there wasn't any reason to like discard stuff with the frog or like anything crazy like that before wiping my board.
No, I think it's fine.
Okay. And then, you know, here we are.
Usually when you face those in leagues, I just scoop and play another one, but I appreciate that you're still playing. Like, I just see, yeah, sure, you got the nuts.
I don't know, I've got an unearth, you know, anything could happen.
Of course.
Alright, so unearthed, or fetch for just a swamp, and I'm unearthing the frog. Thoughts?
That's a play. Yeah, I think you're saving Consider for to have a pitch with for Force. I think maybe I would have started with Consider and just don't care about what they do, because if they have Ring, it's fine at this point.
Sure.
We are not super likely to win this game anyway, so I think I would just maximize my odds and Consider. And I would have probably again saved the fetch for a surveyed land later, so I would have played the shock.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, they don't really have anything going on. I go ahead and cast the Consider. I see a Harbinger, which I feel like is kind of nice here.
Yes. Kinda.
Yeah. And then this is when things get like really tricky for me, because here's kind of like the crossroads that I'm at internally. One, I feel like I want to discard as much of the frog as humanly possible. Like, I feel like I just want to hit them with as big of a frog as I can. However, Harbinger is about to make it to where, you know, this Besagio is, you know, just no longer a problem. And so Force of Negation suddenly, to me, matters more. Like, is more impactful, especially since I drew a blue spell. So I feel like I can only afford to really discard one card, the Fatal Push to the frog.
So I personally would start by attacking and not discarding anything. You maybe discard the push, but since you're super low on life, I don't want to be dead to even the 3/3 that ramps. So I think I save the push even for that, or for later, I don't care. And mostly they have a Devourer of Destiny under the Eugene's Labyrinth, making the frog not really capable of winning the game, I think. Because if you play Harbinger, they will
just bounce
get back.
Yeah.
So I think I would just start by attacking. Mostly in these spots, you start by attacking because if they had a Kozirix command, they would have casted during their turn. And it's still uncounterable anyway, while like you can still draw island, or is the island in the graveyard?
Our island? Or there?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, you're...
Yeah, we have an island in the graveyard.
Okay, so maybe you can even shock here.
Sure.
But like I think it's kind of the same. Usually attacking first is better because you can draw better lands.
Sure. Well, I did discard the push.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
Drew another push. Went ahead and shocked in, which I did think about, like, should I just be like, you know, playing a land, like playing like the Watery Grave tapped or something. But to me, it felt like against Eldrazi, the difference between 3 life and 1 life, the main significance was really just like my own fetch lands.
Yes, I agree, to be honest. I like to play the Harbinger here. I think from this point on, we are in kind of desperate mode, and we need to play spell after spell. You can't really miss a turn. Even attacking for 2 is relevant since you already took a slight aggressive route with the frog discard.
Yeah, so grew the frog.
I'm thinking about this because they're at 15, you're attacking for 5, so they go to 10. If you discard... I think it's probably fine to attack. But it's tricky because if you draw a blue spell, maybe... let's see what you do. I'm very curious.
Okay, so
maybe discarding the Unearth was correct.
Over the push?
No.
Oh, you mean like in addition to?
Send them to 9.
Sure. Okay, so this is where things get... This is where I think I make like a critical mistake that cost me the game. And I thought about it a lot since doing it. And I have a lot of thoughts about it.
What did you do?
So, I'm pretty sure I just cast Force of Negation here. But it occurred to me that I didn't actually super need to counter this, right? Like, so I know one of the cards in their hand, right? It is
the Devourer of Destiny,
right? I don't really care if this hits the board and blocks my Harbinger, right? I can just easily give this flying before they block, and then I can unearth the Harbinger after. What happens here is if I do counter this right now I am dead to second, or I guess third of the game through the breach, right? Like I just have no way to survive that. Whereas like it doesn't actually change a whole lot to just let them do this. And like, yeah, go ahead.
What do they have in exile, if you can see?
Yeah, they have
nothing.
Wandering
Okay.
Obsidian and Eldrazi Temple.
So yeah, they can, like, because they play just a limited amount of creatures, so it's either this Emrakul or Ulamog. So in any case, I think it's probably correct to let the breach resolve and let them eat the Harbinger.
Yeah, well, I do force it. I also think I just should have thought about, like, why would they do this now? If, you know, like, they could potentially do it on their turn and kill me, you know? Like, I think they were very intentionally trying to, like, get me to counter it. Like, to get me to tap out, to get me to do something to, like, clear the way. So I counter it, I get in for my damage, I draw an island, and they play another one. And it's just, you know, nothing I can do about that.
That's a very, very cool game, actually.
Yeah, you know, at first, I thought it was, like, definitely not going to be a game we would talk about. You know, when they, like, Emrakul'd me on turn 3. I was like, oh, well, it's just going to be over in, like, 4 turns. But then I thought there were some kind of interesting decision points.
Yes. Well, it's actually interesting to know that... well, since they draw land, of course, you lose on spot by these.
Right, yeah.
But Actually, countering the breach was double incorrect, because if they draw land, they could also cast the Devourer of Destiny, exile your frog, and then you're forced to jump with the Harbinger next turn, right?
Sure. Or I'm forced to like sink into Super, which is also like not very good.
Yeah. So yeah, cool game. Yeah, I think versus Eldrazi, we shouldn't, like, the matchup is really played, and we are the ones that we can't really make mistakes.
Yeah.
Each mistake is really a loss.
Yeah, sure. Okay, and then the next one, I think it's one of these. Let me. Yeah, this one. Okay, so this is game 2 on the play, lost game 1 against Into the Breach. The other very
What is
different
the name of your opponent?
Breach deck. Termidor.
Okay.
Do you know them?
Yeah.
Okay. Well. So this was my opening hand, and this to me just felt like pretty close to like the platonic ideal opening hand against them. This feels great to
me. Personally, I would start with the black red.
Oh, really? Why?
Yeah, just because you probably are gonna fetch the survey land anyway, and you're more likely to find island since you have counterspell.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
It's very, very minor.
Yeah, but yeah, that matters.
Do they have Emery?
That was my fear as well. But no, it was, still a very strong start, of course, but... Yeah, so we surveil... I see a Bowmasters, which feels pretty great right now.
Yeah.
So I leave it on top. They bobble. Oh, going back to that moment. So they have the 2 bobbles. Mm-hmm. I have the fetch land. Yeah. There was a part of me that wanted to not fetch at the end of their turn.
Why?
Because I felt like if I fetched, they would definitely bobble me. Whereas I thought if I didn't fetch, maybe they wouldn't, or if they did bobble me, then I could fetch, like kind of like a... I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think the information matters this much in this matchup.
Alright, sure. So I went ahead and played out the frog on 2.
Yeah, I like it. Because Snare, of course, like you assume they are on breach. So Snare is also good for mid-game purposes.
Sure.
Of course, now they flip Tamio, so... No, they don't. It's very strange they don't flip Tamio.
Yeah.
Why they didn't? Like, if I would be them, I would probably attack you, like bubble you in your upkeep twice, so they can flip Tamio and you have to deal with a planeswalker.
Yeah.
That would have been probably the best play.
Okay, so they bobble me here.
Mm-hmm. Fine.
I draw another Bowmasters. I draw another Bowmasters.
I would play Bowmaster here, response, yes. Not super sure I want to fetch Swamp though.
Sure.
I'm down to fetch for free because then you can keep counter spell plus Snare.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, the burn, the hit there, it's fine.
Right, so they do that, they play their Amber, they play their Saga. And they know about one of these bowmasters.
Mm-hmm.
They flip. Oops. Cast their bobble. Okay. This is another spot where I feel like I made a mistake. Because
What is the mistake?
so I knew I needed to discard something, right? To draw a card. And I was really, really, really conflicted on what to discard. And I think what I should have maybe discarded was the Spell Snare. But what I ended up discarding was one of the Bowmasters.
Yeah.
Yeah, as in you think that is defensible?
I'm thinking actually.
Sure.
So therefore, mana. So you discard 4 cards here.
Oh, you think I should discard 4 cards here?
Actually, yes. I think so, and I keep in hand push and counter spell probably.
Sure.
Clip the Tamia, so they can't kill an only hit. They can't kill a frog with an only hit.
Sure.
And once frog is bigger than an only hit, you win. I think usually like they can't really interact with that so much.
Sure.
And the alternative line was discard everything besides Oculus, and if they have the War Ring, they can ring you. But then you leave yourself dead to Breach plus Grinding Stage.
Sure, yeah.
So I don't know. I like to discard double Bowmaster, Oculus, and probably Snare.
Sure. Well, I only discarded a Bowmaster, so I guess I just didn't discard enough. But I also was attacking them, which was maybe a mistake. Maybe I'm supposed to only be attacking Tamiya.
I don't know. Yes, like mostly now they can just rebuy the hit your frog, and you have nothing left.
Sure.
That's the problem.
Sure.
So here I would consider 100%. We need to find something to deal with this Emery, otherwise you kind of lose to that.
Sure.
It's like Emery is like a planeswalker right now. It's like you're facing the Teferi of Dominare that's throwing a card each turn. Also, it's very strange for them to not have recurred the only hit to hit your frog. I would have done that 100%. It's like you either discard 3 cards or lose your only creature. Now, why you didn't Bowmaster?
That's such a good question. That's such a great question. I wish I had a good answer for you. Yeah, I certainly should have Bowmastered, but here we are.
I'm not super sure I would have done that push.
Yeah.
Because I'm not even sure they play Shadow Spear, so if it's just some creatures, you have flyers, so...
Sure.
You're attacking Tami or them this time?
Them.
Okay. And I think if to attack them I would have been much more aggressive.
Sure, like on the discards?
Yes. Even before, I would just discard enough and put them on a clock. Because like this, it seems like you don't have a clear plan of how to kill them.
I definitely felt like I didn't have a clear plan of how to kill them. Because I felt like, I don't know, I felt like I was being threatened on like different angles, you know? Like, everything happening here is a big problem. At any point, they can just like play 2 cards and win the game if I don't respect it. Like I don't know, like it.
Yeah, I think like this happens a lot when I coach or talk with my with the people that I interact with, and they're it seems like they are underwhelmed by the plans of some decks, and they just talk about problems. But with this deck, you kind of need to see your path into the game. So you need to understand what are the problems, try to number it. So I see combo with the War Ring, Saga, Planeswalkers. So what of these cards you can't beat and which one can you beat? Then do you think in this position you are the aggro or the control? And then take decision accordingly. Because I think like of course this deck is very tough because you need to be able to switch plans from an aggro plan to a control plan to a combo plan sometimes. So even understanding what to counter, what to not counter might be different from game to game. But my plan in this particular game, I would have liked to kill Tamillo just because of the hit, as I said before. But if you wanted to go face, would just try to put to count mathematically how many turns do I need to kill them, and ignore whatever is not a combo. So I think I would just discard my hand besides probably counterspell and snare. And if they have the combo protected, then you lose. But you can't beat them anyway. You can't really beat the Dangler. So needing like winning in 3 combats, that would be my goal.
Sure.
Right now it's a bit complicated.
Got another frog.
Maybe I would have played the. Nah, I think it's fine. I was thinking about playing the Oculus and hold up snare for the combo, but then Oculus gets destroyed by hit from Tamillo. So
sure. Yep. So he plays Bowmasters. Ping them, and then they just breach.
They combo you off.
Yeah. They just go off and win.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely felt like a game where I was just like, I don't know, I felt like I was very in the woods, like I just didn't.
Yeah.
Just could not see the way out.
Yeah, but I think like testing should clear a lot of.
Sure.
Yeah, and also like I use this diagram to solve problems, where I try to identify the problem and then try to tear that apart in smaller problems, and then try to seek my way into the solution. Because I think a lot of modern deck building in general, especially by people, is I have a problem, I have a solution, but with this deck doesn't really work. Like it's not that if you lose to a card, you should play another card. It's a bit more complex. Is how should I approach the matchup? Which card is better? And then you iterate. For example, I had a talk today with a patron, and we were talking about how to approach the mono blue Belcher matchup, and they suggested to play Disruptor Flute. That's of course a better card because it stops Belcher, but I think since Belcher tends to be the control player of the matchup, you can't really beat them with just a permanent, because you will be overwhelmed by their value. So my suggestion is just play a card that wins the game on spot, and if they multiple counter it, you lose.
Sure.
So I think that's a reasoning that a lot of the time counts when you play this game.
No, that makes sense.
But yeah, and it's complicated. when everyone is playing, cats and Ajani, Raptor, easy cards, we are here trying to understand what to counter. It's more complicated, but it's also more fun.
Are you ready to play a match together?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. They have a Karuga.
Okay. This might be tough, but let's play it. I expect to play against a control deck mostly.
Sure.
An hard control deck.
Do we keep this, you think?
Yeah, I think that is kind of good. Like, I never moved to turn to frog on the play.
Sure. Do you think we start with island or the fetch land here?
I think the fetch land, because you have no plays, so finding a survey land that either finds you more land or more like Anoculus would be amazing.
Sure.
We can make we can have a discussion regarding the turn to play, but let's just see what we surveil and what they do. Maybe they're playing a combo deck, Calibrated Blast, they might play that deck. So Rogue is not...
A polluted delta.
I tend to keep these. We're gonna probably play a long game, so...
So we want to hit our land drops.
Yeah.
Alright, is this just Island Frog?
Yeah, I think I gamble Island Frog. Because if they have a Leyline Binding, of course, but we can play around Binding with this deck anyway. While if they have a red removal, we can just unearth it and keep mana up for a snare or bow. So Dash Portico, interesting. So they probably have a Grixis Triumph following and a Binding, I assume. Maybe not. They might have a Solitude. I snare if you're asking. I don't think Snare has many targets in this matchup. Sure, okay. 2 for 1, easy. What did they pitch?
They pitched Omnath.
Omnath. Okay, fine. It's elemental.
Do we... I assume we don't want to discard anything here. We just want to let this happen.
You can do a very cool move, but it's a bit of a copium move, so you can push it.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you think we should?
Allora, let me think, because they played those lands, they surveilled on top.
Yeah.
Because I think it's fine, because if they Teferi bounce it, you can Orcish. Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Let's be a bit creative, I think.
All right.
We kind of... Ooh, nice. Yeah, okay. Again, I will fetch for free. No, just unearth it.
Oh, just unearth it right now?
Yes.
Sure.
Otherwise, if they play Teferi, we lose on spot, so...
Sure.
Fetch for free. Yeah.
Swamp?
No. I still take free damage, yes.
Okay.
Life is not super relevant in those matchups, so... Okay. Hopefully they have a land ring in hand, so we can just force it.
So we're just passing?
Yes.
Okay, they buy Karuga.
Make sure to fetch survey land in hand. I think we kind of want to have like an Harbinger would be amazing. We have we're short of one to have Oculus. You can. I would be in this. You can play the Bowmaster to start pressuring. So next turn, if we use the force, at least we have creatures on the battlefield. I would keep the land in hand.
Sure. Not much we can do about that.
Yeah.
Would you play one of these lands?
Yeah, I think I would play the fetch and not crack it, because if we draw push, we can deal with Flage.
Sure.
Interesting, they don't get a second red.
We force this?
Yes. Kind of 100%. We are not super ahead already, and thing would be like breaking.
Jeez. Well, we're hitting our land drops.
Yeah. We play 7 drops, so we should...
Should I just play the Water Grave top?
Yeah, I think it's fine. Very curious what they have in hand. Just removals.
Should we just attack first?
Yeah, let's attack first.
And then main phase this consider?
Yeah. Yeah, I keep this. No, I think it's one more look, yeah.
Sure.
I'll probably keep these, to be honest. Like, the scary thing is they only have spells in hand.
Right.
You can press 2 if you want.
Oh, sure.
I don't think I will play the frog. I will just pass.
Okay.
On the one, then maybe when you have more threats, because since they don't have much mana, you can wait on that.
Would you play a frog now that we have 2?
Yeah, you probably play both.
Play both?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if they have like verdict or such, but we can't really play around the cards at this point. I expect them to have like Solitude. Discard the
the
fetch.
delta?
Yeah. Do we have like a Watery Grave still in the deck? Like,
We should, yeah.
very nice.
Should have exactly 1 Watery Grave in the deck.
I think I would counter this Flage 100%. And then, well, if we untap with this board, we're kind of fine, right? We draw 2.
Yeah.
But they have 5 cards in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
They exile Elishnorn. Okay, so they have a Karuga and something else.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
Wait,
Just
we
attack.
swing?
Find a counter spell, yes. Also, in this spot, can you put a stop in their upkeep?
Yeah.
Okay. Mostly because if you find yeah, just play that, of course. yes, 100%. No, I was saying that if you find the Merfolk, you want to cast like flip that in upkeep.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure.
Or even, no, I think for the Bowmaster, you probably wait for them to cast Keruga. Yeah, they have another Solitude, probably. The third Solitude.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Well, they didn't do this in combat, but
We just swing with everyone?
yes, but give the frog flying.
Sure.
Fine.
Yeah. Do we want to discard anything or just let it hit for 1?
I think it's fine.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, so they are down to 1 Solitude in the deck. I think we just need to counter Omnat and Yeah, I think I want to counter this. It's boring to counter this because we have push, but not having a way to revolt. It's fine. And you bow mastering and stuff, I think.
Yeah.
But we like push can still toggle Flage in a couple of turns.
Oh, sure.
So we attack for 5 here.
Is there any reason to consider first? I guess we could hit a land or something and discard it to the
Nah.
fold.
I think you probably still attack.
Okay.
Because we can't like the only lands we can hit are fetch lands at this point. You have 3 watery, 2 sewers, and the basics in the graveyard. I think we probably keep the fetch land in hand to trigger revolt, maybe.
Oh, sure. So we just hit for 4?
Yes. Nice. Okay. I think now you consider.
Oh.
I would have considered, but
Sure.
I can see also not consider. Wow, I thought we were super behind at some point.
Yeah, I definitely felt that way.
I think I would consider. You probably bin this. You don't need this. I want one more protection spell. Okay, fine. And counterspell this. I think counterspell is easy mode. If they have specifically binding, it's boring, but I don't think you lose anywhere because the other line was just push whatever they target.
Sure.
Fine, they go to 1. And they can't really play Keruga because that will kill them. Okay,
Oh, they
easy,
just
easy mode, easy mode. Yeah. Never solo roll, always.
So I guess I should just hit them with it first. I guess it doesn't
Nah,
matter.
it's the same, Just if you play less concerning for them, they just lose a spot they can concede. I'm a fan of taking less game action possible.
Sure. Okay.
Wow, this matchup. So you have
Like we
Disruptor
want Ghost
Fruit.
Vacuum for sure.
For the Flage.
Or does it not matter enough?
So let's start with the easy thing. So you want the Consign to Memory, the Mystical Dispute, the Harbinger. And we can make an argument regarding the Flute. 4 Glistening Deluge, wow. So I think you can probably cut all the pushes and 2 Spell Snare. I don't think I want those cards. This is the easy sideboard. And then I don't know, like the problem of this matchup is I want all my cards to be relevant.
Sure.
I don't really trust Ghost Vacuum. I was thinking about if there was a situation where we can just use the second ability of Ghost Vacuum. The answer is no. So I usually play Graveyard Trespasser. Because that's actually a free, so that attacks. And I just like the card a lot. I'm thinking about if we should keep one more push. But maybe it's not super relevant. I think I like the side like this.
Sure.
Regarding the flute, yeah, maybe I would cut a scour for a flute. Maybe.
Sure.
We are, still in the process. It's really tough to understand because I usually tend to cut maybe one Murktide because it feels a bit low impact with all the exile effects. But now that we have 4 consigned to memory, it might happen that we consign to memory a triggered ability or Binding or Solitude. So consign kind of acts as a protection spell versus white exile stuff.
That makes sense.
Nice.
Seems good.
You like this hand, right?
Yeah. I assume we start with the sewers unless we draw something else.
No, I think I like to play the sewers.
Yeah.
I think it's low. Second Murktide, interesting. Yeah.
I want this on top.
Yes. In longer matchups, you are not we kind of flooded a lot than the last game.
Sure.
But in general, the first 5 land drops are fine because you still want to play Oculus plus Counterspell or add 2 or 3 spells. Also, another card you're not playing, but I'm still I'm kind of reaching right now is Doxies. I'm really loving that card.
Sure.
I think you play Island and Saigo with the idea of playing the Orcish. I think I'm kinda over-respecting the fairy not playing the frog, but they should also play Mystical Dispute, so that is my idea. They binned an Endurance, it's interesting. Maybe I assume their end is just full spells and they were missing land drops.
We just Bowmaster them?
Yeah, I think so. Like the small pressure was relevant the last game.
Cosmic Rebirth.
Okay. Fetch and attack pass.
You said fetch land attack pass?
Yeah, I think so. Like my idea is want them to. Well, for sure, I want to find like a counter. So if you are not acting, they are not acting usually, and we can get to a point where we find counter magic to fight what they are doing. Like the cool thing is they can't have Veil of Summer or cards like that besides Mystical Dispute. So that's the only thing that we should worry about. Sure. It happened. Probably consider. Yeah. I would graveyard this. I think it's fine to not wanting this.
And should we crack this?
Nah. No. I think it's kind of the same. But... Okay. I think you attack, and if they have Endurance, it's fine.
Sure.
Then I would probably play Swamp Psychic. With representing Counterspell. Like a Mystical Dispute if they want. I think I would start to run the white cards. By the way, it was like I said. So they have they missed the land drops.
Hold on just a second.
Yeah.
Leyline Binding.
Sure, go ahead.
Should I play the sewers?
Yes, I think so. I'll probably keep these.
Sure.
It's an interaction, and we have flute for ring, so we have shoot for Omnat. Maybe we kinda kept everything in check. Of course, it's not the best. We just have this bad habit of drawing free lands at some point in a row, and
Okay.
they're winning the race.
Yeah, by a good deal. Okay. Is this endurance something we care about enough to?
Not until we are like at 9, I think. And we can still take some damage.
Sure. Should I just play a tapped Watery Grave?
Yeah, let's just attack first. Let's see what they do.
Sure.
Side.
Go ahead and attack.
Yeah, I think it's fine to play the Watery tapped. We probably need a lot of mana because we had those 2 Mortides that at some point we might use the mana.
Sure, sure. Sure.
Okay.
So the flute we are saving for specifically
Ring or
rings?
Teferi, yeah.
Okay, sure.
No, I think in the end you can shoot these. Nice. So how much mana do you have? So you can fetch Island and Watery, you go to 10, you have 3 cards in the graveyard, so Murtide goes 4, and you can still... Yeah, maybe it's fine to play a Murktide here with double fetch.
Sure.
It's a 4/4, but they're at 11. And no, wait, I would like crack double the 2 fetches.
Oh, sure.
So you have 3 cards and Murktide goes 4, so you can still...
Sure. Get an island.
Yeah, just get 2 islands is fine.
Go, and then...
I would counter the triggered abilities of these. Sure. Fine.
Okay.
Hog. Cavern of Souls? Naming what? Elementals?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Plage.
Omnat, I think.
No.
Probably.
Yep.
And this is tough to beat. Like the cavern made it even more difficult. I think if we draw like Harbinger.
Interesting.
You can bounce it and flute.
Yeah, I was just wondering that. Is that...
I think we can do that in response to a fetch. So for now,
Sure.
I don't know. It's very tough this situation.
It's doing that also lets us get a 5/5 Murktide on the next turn.
Yeah. I think for life is fine. Then when they crack, if they do, otherwise we just take 4.
Bounce it. And then we flute Omnath.
Yeah, I think so. If they play Ring, I would just scoop. It's fine.
Locus of Creation, that's right?
Yes, I'd say. Not 100% sure, but like 90%.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I'm just looking at the side here. Okay.
Nice.
That's tough. Feels a little unwinnable.
Yeah, okay, we can just go to the next one. It's fine. Cavern of Souls. So we are definitely the aggro of the game, so we should be. We should just play threats. That's the thing. We draw these 2 Murted, it was a bit unfortunate, I think. Now we are on the play, so maybe can get ahead.
And we're good, just run it straight back? Oops.
Yeah.
Love to play first.
Okay, I like this end.
So...
Island Scour. I would go Island Scour.
Sure. So what do we like about this hand? Like, what makes it...
We have a fast Oculus, I think.
Sure.
No, you can do it during the Ranster. Like, we have also like turn 3 Oculus plus Force Backup. It's decent. Just need to draw 1 more land. think you can run the flute now. Not too late. No worries, no worries. It's fine. So land pass.
Sure. I was wondering if there was any world where we were like, we would want to like fetch, surveil, play Inoculus.
I think it's fine to wait. Now you surveil. That's very strong. Okay, can you flute now? I think I would name either Endurance or Mystical Dispute. Probably Dispute.
Okay.
Let's see which lands they fetch. Basic Mountain and... Well, you how many cards do you have in the graveyard?
I have 5.
Okay. I think I would just name... well, they can Binding, so maybe let them Binding, it's fine. Yeah.
Do we care as much about binding when we have 2 consigns?
Yes, maybe that's true. Omnat, maybe?
Sure. Do we want to unearth our frog?
Thinking. Maybe yes. And now I don't know how aggressive you want to be. Nah, it's probably fine to pass and have the counter magics up.
What else would we have done? Oh, discard something to the frog and then play Inoculus?
Yes. But I think we can do that next turn. Sure. We can float mana. No.
What are we most scared of here?
The Fairy plus Dispute. You just discard 1. Just discard an Oculus. I don't know why I decided that. Maybe for the Oculus creatures, but...
Okay, and then are we gonna just consign the...
I would do that. The second one.
Yeah, not the one that lets them keep the flage. Yeah.
Hopefully they also Solitude. Would be super fun.
That would be super fun. Oh, let's go. Getting rid of an Omnap. Also not countering the one that lets them keep it.
We are kinda... We need to find an answer to the Flage. Let's attack.
Yeah.
I think I would consider.
You wouldn't want to hold it for force negation?
No, I think my main concern is Flage at this point.
Sure.
And then play Oculus and pass.
What, am I holding the Flooded Strand?
I think so, because so they can't kill your frog. They need to shoot at the manifest.
Sure. Another Oculus?
Fine. Okay. That's, I think, the less problematic one. Okay.
It's fine.
They probably have another Teferi. Maybe?
Well, we can force it now.
No, there is a Teferi.
Oh, you're right.
Sadly. It works in paper.
It does work in paper. Paper only play?
Yeah, I saw someone bouncing a Karn with Teferi. It was...
Okay. So we can...
Yeah, I would flip these.
Yeah. We're like one off of lethal?
Yeah, so let's attack them, I think. Then Bowmaster the Teferi. Shock Bowmaster. Now, let's see what they do.
Ooh. That's pretty
Wow. Yeah.
Do we play both frogs?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Please. We double discard to save this guy?
Yes, it's sad because they would probably bounce it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fine. Keruga. Okay.
We should play all our frogs?
Yeah.
Lose the game?
Yeah, maybe we don't. We need to have other removals, I don't know. Depends what they have in hand.
Box. Pricey Omnath.
Well, you can cycle that.
We just do nothing?
I think I would discard until the Teferi, hopefully draw a removal and... But of course the situation is quite desperate. Like, that's Supreme Verdict.
Yeah, that was brutal.
I think we found the only player on Magic Online that plays Supreme Verdict in this year. And that's... It's fine. Yeah, I think we can scoop, like, save those 2 minutes.
Close one.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
Well, that was I mean, we thought it was going to be tough going into it. I think, you know, like, game 1 went a lot better than we thought it would. And, you know, I think we were really close there on game 3. But
Yeah.
cool. Well, the deck remains very fun, very complex, very interesting. Thank you for all of your insight and guidance into it. Do you have any final thoughts or words before we head out?
I can just say that every matchup is beatable if you dedicate sideboard slots to it. So, of course, like, if you want to beat Omnath, you can play more Sablety or more Dispute or Thuxes. So I just like this deck because it's very capable of winning any game with the right preparation of testing.
Yeah, no, it definitely feels like that. It definitely feels like a very versatile shell. But yeah, thank you very much for joining me and coaching me through this, PieGonti. Do you want to tell people, like, where to find you, what you do, any of that before we are gone?
Yes, so I'm a content creator. I mostly play blue decks. You can find me on Twitter at x.com/PiemontiAndrea, that's my name, and on Patreon at Murk Guide, where you can also find the guides for this deck, sideboard guide, and you can just join the Discord and be part of the creation of the deck lists. And yeah, I also stream on Twitch at PieGonti, that's my name.
Yeah, and we'll link all of that in the video description below. But thank you everyone for watching. I have been Nile Joan Rivers, joined by PieGonti, and come back next week where I am going to teach someone brand new to the deck everything that PieGonti has taught me so far. So
Nice.
Stay tuned for that. All right, bye.